every white person in this movie is a bad guy. And think about it. That's true.
Well, no, his family.
Neve Campbell?
Yeah.
Nah, she's bad.
Brunch.
Hit it, boys! It's Monday, and we're feeling good. It only comes once a year.
Mamma Mia?
Yeah, Friday.
Hell yeah.
The countdown has begun.
Is that
The
what you
clock
were
is
referring
ticking.
to?
No, I'm just feeling good.
Okay.
I've
you only feel good once a year? Is that the joke? Okay.
Yes. I've struck the right balance between not drinking at all this weekend and having enough coffee today that I've got that 8-minute window where I'm feeling good. But Mamma Mia is coming out this week. This is just like the good movies haven't come out, but I feel like movies are kind of back.
Oh, yeah. I feel the same way. I mean, Mamma Mia, obviously thrilled about it. Mm-hmm. But I got to say, I'm going to see Mission Impossible before I see Mamma Mia.
That comes out. Does that come out Friday?
I'm pretty sure that comes out this week, too.
You've been quite excited about Mission Impossible.
Jacking my dong for Mission Impossible.
If you catch his drift, he's been pulling his wanger until the stuff come out.
Yeah, so...
to put it lightly.
Yeah, that comes out on Friday.
Nice.
So it's going to be a box office clash this weekend.
Are you into Clash of the Titans?
Yes.
Are you into the other Mission Impossible movies?
No.
Just this one looks good?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm down for that. If you were like, hey, let's do a bunch of stuff with Mission Impossible, we'll go back and out.
Yeah, no, I have no interest in the other ones. Like, I've been ecstatic for this movie since the trailers started coming out because the trailers are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They use Imagine Dragons. I'm into it.
Yes.
Henry Cavill reloading his fists has become a huge meme.
Really?
Yeah. Have you not seen that?
I've seen.
Where in the trailer he
oh yeah,
pumps his fists.
Yeah.
Before a fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's becoming a thing.
I could see myself doing that.
Yeah.
Before a fight.
Well, I guess a bunch of people were like, you know that he was doing it to adjust his shirt sleeves, right? Not cocking his fists.
Too late, motherfucker. This is a meme.
Yeah, exactly. They had a press event this week,
mm-hmm.
and they literally asked him to do it on stage. They're like, hey, do that thing.
That's awesome.
And he did it.
Do the tweet.
Yeah, do the tweet.
Do the tweet. Yeah, you know what else has Imagine Dragons in it is Mamma Mia 2.
I wish.
That would be shit. We should recut the trailer and just make it all Imagine Dragons.
Yes.
Be like, hey, guess who's back? Break me off a piece of that believer.
I wanted to give you time to do the second believer.
Yes.
I'm interested to see what happens with Mamma Mia because what are they just going to do the same fucking songs?
I can't tell you. Right. Someone actually multiple people tweeted at me being like, yo, what do you think of the Mamma Mia 2 soundtrack? Haven't listened? Betting it's ABBA songs? Yeah. Betcha I know all of them.
They hit all the fucking
They got the classics in
right.
there.
They hit all the classics in the first one. So what are they going to do? I'm very curious if they just keep making Mamma Mia movies and they just keep using the same fucking songs over and over again.
This actually kind of sucks because I had, and I've detailed it on this podcast, I've had, how you envision your wedding day?
Yeah.
You know how it's going to, even if you don't know who's involved, you figure that shit out later. You know what your wedding day would look like. I, for months, have envisioned what this week would be like. Mamma Mia 2 week.
Yeah.
None of it's going to come to fruition. I imagined us going to New York. I imagined us on either Wednesday or Thursday night going out with the LCP boys, getting really drunk and just having an ABBA celebration. And we were going to do karaoke. I was going to do Mamma Mia.
It would have been great if we did karaoke and we all just did Mamma Mia.
Yes.
Separately throughout the night.
Well, I'm trying to think. I've got kind of a busy week as far as nights go. I don't think I can do that. I don't want to see Mamma Mia 2 until like we've drunkenly gone out and done a lot of ABBA karaoke.
You know who's probably pumped for Mamma Mia too?
Who?
Is the nation of Aruba.
Why?
Because I was in Aruba like
Oh,
a
right.
month ago.
They just got
They
ABBA.
fucking love ABBA. Like Dancing Queen is a chart topper in Aruba.
Yeah, well, ABBA is... Have I told you about my Uber ABBA experience?
No.
I was going. I'm going to do a little side note. Like, there's one night of my life where like 60 of my only 60 funny stories have come from. So this is all. I've probably told a million stories from this night. It was this past year. It was in December. I was going from one Christmas party to another Christmas party, and I was in the Uber, and he was playing. I don't know what he was playing something Swedish, and I don't know who it could have been, but it was somebody Swedish. There was some like it was top 40. It was a Swedish thing. I can't remember who it was. And I said to the Uber driver, and I'd been overserved at this point, and I said, "You know what's fucking wild is like just dating back to ABBA. The best pop has just always come from Sweden." And obviously that's a statement of fact.
Yeah, Max Martin.
Yeah, like from like ABBA, Max Martin, the guys from Mike Snow who wrote Toxic, Shellback, all these guys. Like Sweden just happens to be this pop music factory. So I was like, it's kind of wild that since ABBA, just Sweden, pop music factory.
It's all they do is make pop and name people Carl.
Yes, and lose in the World Cup. I'm kind of a huge World Cup guy.
Yeah.
And so I said that.
Condolences to your home nation of Croatia.
Yes, that was kind of a tough
We've got
tough
him
week
in
for
4
my
years,
family.
pal.
Tough week for my family. So I made that observation, and this was not a Uber pool, mind you.
You got the big bucks.
I'd been working overtime that week, so I said that, and there was just silence. So I said, "No thoughts."
Did you hear me?
No, yeah, I was like, "No thoughts on that," and the driver was like, "Oh no, I just disagree," and I was like, "You disagree?" There's only two responses to that, and it's "Oh, nice," or like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Both of them pretty much mean the same thing, but this guy just didn't respond because he disagreed, and I was like, "So you think that pop music comes from somewhere else?" And he was like, "No, it's not a big deal. I just disagree." And
That guy's clearly not on the internet because he disagreed with something and shut up.
right, exactly. But it was just weird. So I got to this next party, and the party was hosted by our friend Wayne, who's a musician, and there were a lot of musicians there. And I was like, the weirdest fucking thing happened. Tell me if I'm just like a drunk asshole. But I said to my Uber driver, crazy how since ABBA, all the good pops come from Sweden. And they're like nodding along as I'm saying this. And I was like, and the guy said, I disagree. And the whole party was like, yo, that driver is a fucking asshole. Like, was he fucking with you? Was he serious? And then I went like 4 other places that night, and nobody else thought that was as interesting. And I'm sure these listeners don't think that it was that interesting. But it was just a very odd experience.
That's something that would definitely bother you more than anybody else.
Right, because I was trying to say, like, well, what do you mean you disagree? Are you trying to say, like, oh, I like pop music from this place? Or, like, are you denying that? Are you a birther? Do you think that Max Martin's from
a
fucking
pop music
Canada?
truther.
Yeah, like, do you think that fucking Shellback is from Ireland? Get out of here.
All
I
right.
fucking hate that guy. So, anyway, maybe, you know what? Actually, Kellen's in town this week,
Yeah,
right?
he is. Yep.
You might see him on Monday.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. I'm going on the show on Tuesday.
I can't on Tuesday.
They also announced their new album coming out in September.
Yes. I'm actually not going to get it when it comes out.
No?
No.
Why not?
I'm going to pull the move that my sisters used to pull.
What's that?
Where one of my sisters, huge BSB fan. One of my sisters, huge NSYNC fan. And they liked the other ones, but they had their favorites. And when an album from one of them would come out, my sister, who was a BSB fan, when No Strings Attached came out, she waited a week before she bought No Strings Attached.
So it doesn't count.
So it doesn't count towards any records or anything like that. So I'm going to do that so they don't break any Imagine Dragons record.
Well, I'm going to...
But maybe Monday we can take Kellen out to karaoke.
Yes, and do Mamma Mia.
Do you think this is up my alley. I like making Kellen do things that are a little thing. Maybe Kellen doesn't want to do them.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
That'd be great.
We should tell him like we know a place, and it's the only place that does karaoke on Monday in Boston, wherever that could be.
We should actually try to convince Parker and the rest of the band to play Mamma Mia on Tuesday.
I would leave work to go and do that. That'd be awesome. I bet they would. Who's my guy, the guitarist? We follow each other on Instagram.
I don't know.
His handle is like Woolly Bully something. He's super funny.
I think the only two names that I know are Kellen and Parker.
Well, so Kellen's the cute one. Parker's the front man.
Yep.
And Woolly Bully he's kind of the Lenny of in That Thing You Do, the Steve Zahn character.
Yeah.
He's the guy that when we were in the green room and the singer from another band was doing vocal exercises and they involved like this kind of like gliss, and so he was like and then Woolly Bully, I gotta know this guy's fucking name. It's gonna drive me crazy. He just went Uptown Girl, and everyone laughed, and I think that singer was like annoyed.
That was fucking hilarious.
I laughed so hard that it combined my favorite things: music, Billy Joel music, and kind of fucking with someone. And that singer, I think, was kind of annoyed because he had the thing of a joke's being made, not necessarily at your expense, but because it wasn't done on your terms. You can't tell, like, I'm gonna take it as disrespect.
Yeah. It
was one of those things. Who are the members of...
Parker, Kellen, Kevin, Will, and Ryan.
Maybe this guy's not in the story so far. Maybe it's just a guy that... It would have to be Will. Let's see. Will, the story, so... He plays a Rickenbacker.
Okay.
I type in Will, the story so far, and they show me pictures of the whole band. Okay, this is him. Okay. He's a cool guy. I like Will. Will Levy.
I didn't know that the story so far had a past member. His name is also Kevin. So they have two fucking Kevins and a Kellen.
That's a really cool thing. You're not legit until your Wikipedia page lists your past members. We should add some people to brunch and then
past members,
have
Jeff
them
Israel.
leave. Yeah.
We should.
Feidelberg hasn't been on it forever. We could have him be a past member. Everyone has a podcast, and everyone can listen to them whenever they want, such as this one, which you can get on demand because everything's on demand these days. Did you know you can even get postage on demand? All you need is Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can access all the services of the post office right from your desk. So if you want that feel of a kind of cool, air-conditioned place where there's a line and one of those things on the line that they have at banks, you can access that right from your desk. You could buy and print real U.S. postage for any letter or any package. It's available all 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Actually, you know what?
Let's make it 7.
Let's make it 7. Let's crank that up to 7 every frickin' day. Just click print mail and you're done. Stamps.com will even send you a digital scale. You can weigh your letters and packages and print the exact amount of postage every time. Now, anyone can give a recommendation of, go to Stamps.com, use this, you do that. I'm going to be real with you. I, DJ Bean, am going to personally recommend that you use Stamps.com. This is straight from the heart. From me to you. Stamps.com. Go on it right now. Go on it later. You do it tuck the kids in. Have your sleepy time tea.
Pour yourself a glass of wine.
Do it.
Pull the shades down low.
Do whatever you've got to do. Light the candles. Put on Mission Impossible trailers. Do whatever you got to do. Get in the mood. And use brunch for this special offer. A 4-week trial. It includes postage. Why wouldn't it? And a digital scale. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com. Before you do anything else, click on the radio microphone at the top of the homepage and type in brunch. That's stamps.com. Enter brunch. Stamps.com. It's personal.
Oh, one of my favorite things in the world is you just making up fucking taglines for companies.
Do you see the light bulb go on as I'm clearly reading the notes and being like, oh, I know what I'll turn this into. I know how to ruin this, so we probably won't get paid for it.
We saw Skyscraper this week.
Yes, and it was fucking dope.
You liked it?
I loved it.
Did you? You loved it?
Yes.
I thought it was fine.
I'll put it this way. I saw 2 movies this weekend.
Yeah.
That's not true. I saw 3 movies this weekend.
Ooh, look at
Didn't
you.
drink again.
Not to brag.
I saw Skyscraper and Sorry to Bother You, and I preferred Skyscraper to Sorry to Bother You.
That is wild.
Yeah.
People are going to be so pissed.
I already know. We'll get into it in a little bit. You haven't seen Sorry to Bother You yet?
No.
I'm going to be... Everyone's going to fucking hate me because I thought that Sorry to Bother You was like a 7.9 out of 10, and I haven't seen or heard from anyone who would rate it less than a 10.10 million.
Okay.
People love that shit.
Yeah.
Skyscraper, though, was... it was just a very exciting thing the whole time.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought that it was... I wouldn't say that it was any better than like average or mediocre.
Average rock movie or average movie?
Average movie.
Okay, so
Like an
well, that's
average
way
action
better
movie.
than the rock movies then.
I don't know. Like he makes very mediocre movies.
Yeah, maybe that's why I liked this one, because it was a little better than mediocre.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think that that's a fair assessment. I thought this movie started out really, really good. Like I was in.
It has a cool, interesting premise,
Yeah.
except there were some pitfalls in its predictability.
Yeah, absolutely.
Namely, the revealing of the bad guys. I would say that one of my notes is this is a movie about a security consultant who's going to do this security thing for the tallest building in the world, and it's built by this designer, and he's got his team around him, and there are some bad guys. Every white person in this movie is a bad guy, and think about it. That's true.
well, no, his family.
Nev Campbell?
Yeah.
Nah, she's bad. I love Nev Campbell.
Yeah, she is great.
She's so hot.
Still.
No, as every white man in this movie is a bad guy. Not a complaint. That's a pretty accurate. Correct thing to do. But one of my notes is most obviously bad guy of the year award
God.
goes to the only sweaty white guy in a building full of clean-cut Asian people. Isn't that true?
Yes. Well, I mean, I have.
They're all wearing suits, and they're all so proper, and they're all so friendly and nice and everything. And there's one guy who works for them who's always like worried, and
Yeah.
he's sweating, and he's always on his cell phone. Like, that guy's bad.
Yeah, obviously, and he plays like a bad guy in every fucking thing that he's in. He's just like an evil looking person.
Yeah.
I don't know that guy's name, but he's British.
Another mistake that they make
I have that note, by the way. I have the English double agent. Obvious bad guy.
Most obvious bad
Yeah.
guy ever. They reveal the bad guys early on that are setting up the fire, because they set a fire in this building.
Yeah.
And how they do it is how most bad guys do anything bad in movies, which is they dress up as maintenance guys.
Yes.
And I realized when they showed these maintenance guys who, if you were to fucking... Like, they had like mean eyebrows drawn onto their faces, which is how apparently bad guy they were. That should always tip people off in movies. When you see a maintenance guy who doesn't look fucking friendly, have you ever encountered a maintenance guy who was mean or angry or not friendly? Maintenance guys are generally the most like helpful. Their job is to fucking fix shit.
Yeah.
And
also, obvious tip was when he stopped and talked to the little kid. Anytime, like bad guys always do that. When when they see a little kid, they stop and they like crouch down and they're like, "Hey, little guy,"
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. And it's like, yep, that guy's definitely a bad person. So anytime you see a maintenance man talking to a child, kill them.
real maintenance guys never fucking look the way these guys. These guys had like they had like bad guy builds, so they were strong, but they were strong like bad guys.
Yeah.
Maintenance guys are strong, but they're strong in like most of their exercise comes from like doing the drumstick twirl with a with like a monkey wrench. You know, they do like
they're like they have skinny guy strength.
Yeah, and like the belts that maintenance guys wear, they wear like tool belts.
Yeah.
And the bad guys, when they wear tool belts, you're like, ooh, there's a knife attached to that belt.
Maintenance guys, I feel like real maintenance guys have one of two body types. They're either very skinny and like lanky and sort of can squeeze in these tight spaces,
or they're
fat.
Plumbers. Yeah. This maintenance guys should be pissed watching this movie, though. They make maintenance guys
problematic
look bad. But yeah, overall, I liked this movie a lot. I was never like, man, how much longer does this have to go? I don't like this thing. It gave me everything I wanted. It gave me takes. There were ridiculous things.
So much fire.
My tagline for the movie was half the fire of Baywatch. Because it's a movie about fire, and it still has like just a little less fire than Baywatch has. There is a shitload of fire.
There is so much fucking fire in this movie.
And the jump scene didn't disappoint.
The jump scene is one of the most preposterous scenes in movie history.
The jump scene, they don't tell you in the preview, he does the jump while being shot.
Yes, he does the jump while being shot.
There's a team of people shooting him
and
as he jumps.
It's somehow more preposterous in the actual movie. He's being shot at. He also runs half the distance of the crane before doing the jump, so he doesn't even get a full running start.
NFL Combine, what's
like
that
triple
called?
Jump.
What's that called? Where you're standing flat foot and then you just have to leap.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know what that jump's called, but
The Rock. So he was not drafted, obviously, but if he had sent this tape out, if he had done this shit at his pro day, The Rock would have been the first overall pick.
He ran half the distance, and he was also like pretty banged up by that point in the movie. The Rock got fucked up in this movie.
He was banged up
like 2
from
minutes into the movie.
Years earlier when he lost his leg.
Yep.
It was
but like he hobbled half the distance of the crane before making that jump.
I like the way they did it, though, because they didn't do this could possibly happen. Once they decided there was going to be a scene where a guy fucking hops on 1 foot 2 miles, they're like, okay, we'll just let him do whatever impossible things.
Yeah, I mean, it was, the stunts in this were pretty crazy, and I like the sheer absurdity of them. Like, if you're going to make an action movie with The Rock, I feel like it's a good idea to go all in on just like him doing absurd things. Like when he climbed the fucking crane, like just fucking.
Oh, that was the most.
Like,
yes, that was more ridiculous than anything else. He climbs on 1 foot. He climbs up a crane that is not a thing that's supposed to be climbed.
He scales the crane.
Yes, it's incredible. And then what else does he do? I would say half of the scenes in this movie involve The Rock pulling himself up by his body weight to save his own life. He does that a lot of times, only one of which involves him using his prosthetic leg to save him. That was cool. And you told me that people were very excited about the message that this sends and what it does for like the disabled community. Yeah. So I kind of watched it with that lens, and not with the exception of using his prosthetic leg to lift up his whole body weight, there really wasn't so much like, oh, that's ridiculous. He wouldn't be able to do that on one leg.
Yeah.
He was a real like hero with one leg. So it was kind of I would say the only thing they did honestly was that. So that was cool.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I did like that like half this movie was spent on like shots of a TV camera catching his stunts, and like people just standing around watching the TV and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, how long would you stay there? Because this happened over the course of hours, and there was a crowd of people that were just standing there the whole time.
Yeah, but I mean,
would you go
they
for
got
like
their
a half
money's
an hour
worth.
and then be like, all right, I've got to...
No, when you get to watch a fucking dude like scale the fucking building and do shit like that. And
they were good. They were a very good audience.
Yes.
They cheered where they needed to. Now, there was some... Season 124 elements to this, also Taken elements, I suppose, where the cops are after the good guy. So,
yeah,
like,
I don't
a lot of the time
understand.
he
I
had
didn't
to-
understand that part of the movie because, like, how did?
Because he was a security consultant, and then a bunch of shit went wrong, and they used his login to do it. So they were like, "We gotta talk to this guy." And Nev Campbell was like, "Hello, clearly this is what's happening." And they were like, "We're not so sure. Kill him."
Yeah, there was a lot of like, how do we trust you?
Yeah,
Towards Nev
she was
Campbell.
like,
Because-
"Everyone else here is doing bad illegal shit, and I'm not."
And like my husband is a war hero and
Yeah, yeah,
a fucking hostage rescuer,
they're
and
both-
I'm a surgeon, a
Right,
war
they're both-
surgeon.
Yes, they're both war heroes, and they are treated with the utmost disrespect. They could not be more skeptical of these war heroes / Nev Campbell's like a genius. There's nothing about any of these two people that should make you not trust them. And the cop's first inkling is to be like, let's find out about these two. Like, what about the people that just set that fire? We'll get to them in a second. Get the guy who's trying to save the children. Bring him away from saving the children so I can talk to him.
This movie big on duct tape.
Yes.
Huge on
A
duct
lot
tape.
of product placement in this. People complained about fucking Uncle Drew without even seeing it. There was more duct tape product placement in this than there was Pepsi product placement in Uncle Drew.
Yes, this is basically just a 2-hour duct tape infomercial. I think that one of the when we do,
He has some duct tape related like walk-off lines.
yes,
I'm
I was
a
just
huge
gonna
fan
say,
of the rock
I was
walk-off
just gonna
lines.
say, I think that when we do our worst of 2018,
Yeah.
worst possible line was
If you
if duct tape can't fix it, you're not using enough duct tape.
Yeah. Just add money. He doesn't say it to anybody either.
No,
Nobody
he's
else
in
is
a
in the
room
room.
by himself.
He's talking to himself. Maybe he has cabin fever from being in the tallest building for 2+ hours.
There is a good amount of The Rock talking to himself alone to explain plot device things in this movie.
There were some. He does have a cool line though. When he says, "There's one thing I have to tell you" to the bad guy at the end, that was cool.
What was the thing that he had to tell you? Oh, I'm behind you.
I'm behind you.
Ooh, spoiler.
He
alert.
was, ooh, motherfucker, you just got that shit spoiled. But yeah, I thought it was all pretty cool. He has 2 kids that he's trying to save, and one of them needs to immediately be taken in for psychiatric evaluation, because when the fire starts and they're in the building, she very calmly says to her mother, Mom, are we going to die? But it's not in like a,
Or like
Mom,
it's not like a panic
are we
thing.
going to die? Or it's just like a very like, oh, Mom, what time's dinner? Mom, are we going to die? So that was very messed up.
That child is ready to die.
Right. That child was like, I've lived my life.
That was like, well, this might as well fucking happen.
I've gotten in my 6.5 years. It's somebody else's turn.
A shitload of accents in this movie.
Accidents?
Accents.
Oh. Okay.
All over the place on the accent map. But
Yes.
I had difficulty understanding one of the guys throughout the movie, but it didn't really. He didn't
Which
really-
guy was it?
The maintenance guy. The maintenance guy,
Yeah.
the bad
like
one.
The main bad guy.
Yeah.
Or the... Yeah, he's not like the highest... No, yeah, I think he is. He's like the highest on the ladder of the bad guys.
I think he's like the highest henchman, isn't he?
Yeah, but...
Oh no, he is the main. He's
like
bad
the brains
guy.
of the operation, which... Why would he do? Would just hire somebody else to do it.
I know. You're gonna dress up as a fucking maintenance man when you're
You're
running
gonna spend
the
so
operation.
much time in a building full of fire. Why would you do that?
But yeah, I mean, like overall, I liked it. I thought that it really steered into the cheesiness in the second half. Like down the stretch,
Yeah.
it got so fucking cheesy.
Yeah.
but like that's fine. Whatever. That's what I sort of expect when I go to see a rock action movie.
I mean, when I was told about this movie, I thought it was going to be the most ridiculous thing in the world because of the jump. So I was very excited to see this, and I will say that I wasn't disappointed. I thought it was crazy, ridiculous, certainly cheesy, but I was not expecting it to be great. I also don't have as good a frame of reference with the classic action movies. I have not seen Die Hard.
Really?
No.
wow. Okay.
I've basically just seen Taken and every season of 24. And that's my... I haven't seen any of the ones where the Paul Walker, before he dies, when he does the car movies, up until when he dies.
Just to clarify,
dead guy.
Paul Walker is dead.
Shit. With... who's the alive guy?
Vin Diesel.
Yes. And who died?
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker's dead.
Dead.
Very
dead. Did I thought that I thought like the bad guy and his motivation was kind of fucking lame in this movie.
Yeah.
Like the
He's,
whole
like, being
USB
blackmailed.
like the lame ass USB drive that they're protecting and stuff. I thought that aspect was kind of lame.
That's been done a lot too. And
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of 24, there's been a lot of we've got to get this thing. Why do you care about this thing so much? It's also done in game night because this thing contains a list of names.
It could ruin me.
Yeah. It's like, well, just shut up.
It's like fucking
Chill out.
Don't keep lists of names if you're a bad guy because it'll fucking come back and haunt you.
That's true. If BuzzFeed is up to anything bad, they're gonna be fucked one day. We got all your fucking lists, motherfucker.
All your names.
We got
and
all your
lists.
listicles.
There are a million things demanding of your time. Contact lenses shouldn't be one of them. Simple Contacts lets you renew your prescription and reorder your contacts from anywhere in minutes. Your couch? Yup. The office? Indeed. The doctor's office is now wherever you are. Simple Contact's vision test is self-guided and takes less than 5 minutes. Think of how much time you could save compared to making an appointment, getting to the eye doctor, taking time off, blah, 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 blah.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you're in the... Could you go to the doctor's without an appointment, sit in the waiting room, do it on your phone, and then you bring the doctor to the doctor's?
Ooh.
Can you do that?
Ooh. Doctorception?
Yes.
Yes. Simple Contacts lets you renew your prescription and reorder your brand of lenses through an online vision test, and it's designed by doctors. Every test is reviewed by a doctor, so they're literally bringing the doctor's office to your home.
Or to the doctor's office.
I use Simple Contacts myself. It's very, very easy to use. It's very great, very convenient. The contact lenses prices are unbeatable. The vision test is only $20, and shipping is free. Best of all, our listeners get $20 off their first Simple Contacts order with promo code BRUNCH. So try it for yourself. Go to simplecontacts.com using promo code BRUNCH and enjoy seeing. Again, that's $20 off your first order at simplecontacts.com/brunch or promo code BRUNCH at checkout.
Simple Contacts. Give a little bit of your eyes to me. Give a little bit. Give a little bit of your eyes to me. Then the your eyes. Come on, give a little bit. Give a little bit of your eyes to me, everybody. Give a little bit. Give a little bit of your eyes to me. In your eyes, your give a little bit stamps.com. Ow!
Simple Contacts is not a replacement for your periodic full eye exam. Did you pick up on the fact that the Rock didn't fire a gun in this whole movie?
Ooh, that's cool. Was that an intentional woke kind of thing? Not
I don't
necessarily
think
woke,
so.
but like a 2018 kind of
No,
message?
I don't think so. I think it was just like part of the story. Like in the beginning
Oh, no,
of the,
right. He says he doesn't
like,
like shooting guns. Yeah.
Yes, he says like that whole incident that blew off his leg.
Mm-hmm.
Said he hasn't picked up a gun since then.
Mm-hmm.
He said specifically, I put down my sword and I'm never going to pick it back up again. So I don't think that he fires a gun throughout the entire movie, but picks up a sword at the end of the movie.
That's right. There's a sword thing.
There's a sword scene.
Hey, Skyscraper, that Hacksaw Ridge called. It wants its hero back.
There you go.
Have you seen Hacksaw Ridge?
No, I haven't, but I do know the premise of that.
He won't shoot a gun.
Won't shoot a gun. He's what do they call it?
And Vince Vaughn won't
pacifist?
put in a good performance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn's like
in that movie.
Yeah, well, he plays a serious role, and I'm like, sorry, Vince Vaughn, you could be killing this, but I can see that you're Vince Vaughn the whole time.
Well, that was sort of the issue with True Detective season 2.
Oh,
He
really?
stunk in that. Yeah.
Is that? By the way, did Father John Misty have something to do with True Detective?
I don't think so. Maybe.
He has. I think that he maybe did one of the theme songs or something. I don't know. I could be wrong. I was searching the other day for a performance of his song True Affection, and when you typed in Father John Misty true, like everything was like True Detective song.
Oh,
True
really?
Yeah. So
Interesting.
I don't know. Quick shout out to Father John Misty. Two things. One, saved a life at Fort Castle this weekend. It's a festival in Louisville that we wanted to go to, but we didn't. Everyone was there. Houndmouth was there. Father John Misty was there. T-Pain was there. Fucking Arcade Fire was there. A lot of cool, great, fun people. Chris Stapleton was there. So shout out to that. But there was a medical emergency, and he saved the person's life by stopping playing his song, which is... Actually, the song was Hollywood Forever Cemetery Sings. So it was cool that he stopped playing a song about funerals when someone could have died. So good stuff there. Also, there's a petition for Father John Misty to become the new CEO of Papa John's.
Really?
Yeah.
Papa John Misty?
Yeah. And it's just like a picture of him, like one of his like moody faces, and he's wearing the Papa John's hat, which I can't tell if that's problematic or not.
What?
Just anything that has to do with
Papa
John's anymore.
Probably.
What did you think of their pizza? Did you ever have it?
I've never had Papa John's pizza.
I thought everyone was like, "Oh, Papa John's sucks." Like it was fine chain pizza. I thought
better or worse than Domino's?
Well, Domino's is the worst acceptable thing that someone can put in their body.
I had it this weekend.
And, I have it all the time. There's a Domino's near me. I realized the other day I was closing tabs on Safari on my phone, and I have like 13 open. And 12 of them are Domino's.
Really?
Trying to order from an Uber. Yeah. And they were always opened at like 5:51 a.m. hoping like I think they're still open. Nope.
Yeah, I had it a late night snack when I was fucking absolutely blasted.
What did you get at Domino's?
Just a cheese pizza, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty soft move.
Did you see
I had a cool thing last week that I ordered a pizza, not Domino's, but I ordered a pizza and ate the whole thing in one sitting. It's a cool little... it's nice to be reminded that I can still do that in my older age. I used to do that shit all the time.
I was going to say, you better get to the point where you reveal that that's not a thing that you don't do, because I was going to say, that's fucking adorable, Pete. Welcome to hating your life.
Yeah, but I like to be reminded that I can still do it. I haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah.
I exhibit a little bit of self-control every now and then.
Yeah.
When I get a pizza, I'll get like 4 slices.
The only thing that stops me from eating a whole pizza, sometimes when I'm stopped from doing it, is just that I'm fucking tired of eating it and reaching for it. That's the only thing, because we're doing a thing at work, like what's the one food of which you could eat the most? It was after 4th of July, after the fucking hot dog eating contest. And my answer is probably pizza or fries or just really anything that I like I can eat forever. Hot dogs you realize you don't love because there's nothing grosser for any person than the first bite of like a third hot dog.
You can do. I was gonna say you can do 2.
Two
but
hot
that's
dogs
a max.
Rule.
Yeah.
A third hot dog. Oh my god, so fucking gross.
I think it might be a little different if you like have variety of hot dogs.
Maybe.
Like if you have if you had like a Portillo's hot dog and then like other like chili dog and then like other sort of hot dogs.
Oh, dude, I was listening to EEI the other day and they were talking about so Rich Keefe, a Boston radio guy, does a segment called Kiefer Madness, and it's just where they give him like 10 minutes to talk about some weird ass shit. And it's awesome. Super up my alley. And there was a news story in Chicago. They were having it was like a town hall meeting about the rezoning of a Portillo's location. And a woman got up there and she was like, I don't have a job and nobody talks to me. And she just kind of dumped all her problems out. And the guy was like, ma'am, do you have any thoughts on the Portillo's thing? And she was like, well, I don't like Facebook. And I don't have the internet.
Hello. My name is Lisa Ann Whitmer Wagman. I just moved here because I'm getting a divorce. And it's not final till September 18th. My husband will not give me any money, not 1 penny. The lawyer won't help me. My husband won't help me. My dad, Marlon Lee Whitmer, he's a minister, won't help me. My stepmother won't help me. My mother passed away 7 years ago. I'm not quite sure why I'm here or what I'm doing, but there's a reason. My lawyer is Justin Title. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Ma'am, we're discussing the rezoning for the Portillos. Do you have any comments on that?
For what?
We're discussing the rezoning on 53rd for...
Well, I live on 63rd.
Again, we're here to hear comments about the rezoning.
Well, I don't like Facebook, and I don't like the internet because I can't find a job. The library blocked my password. Now tell me, does that make any sense to you?
Ma'am, we're not here to discuss your personal life. I'm sorry. Do you have any comments about the rezoning?
No, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. Next.
She wanted the mic. She wanted that mic.
She was just wanted to get it all out there.
She had some shit she had to say.
Yeah.
And it didn't necessarily have to do with Portillo's.
Okay.
So eventually the guy was like, do you have any thoughts on Portillo's? And she was like, I don't know what that is. Like, annoyed with this guy. Like, would you shut the fuck up about Portillo's? Everything out of your mouth to me has been some mumbo-jumbo about the rezoning of Portillo's. But they were talking about it on EEI, and they were like, what is Portillo's? And they were like, oh, it's a place that... And they were looking... You could tell they were Googling it.
Ugh.
And I texted John Tomasi, who was on with them, and I was like,
What the
you
fuck
don't
is wrong with you
fucking-
people?
Yeah, I was like, you're a fucking baseball writer. You go to Chicago all the time. If I went to Chicago whenever I do go to Chicago, you've been to Chicago with me a bunch of times.
Fucking
You know what I do.
Literally open and close Portillo's.
I feel like, I don't know how this could work its way into a game of Never Have I Ever, but I feel like
You could
that'd
say
be a
never
cool,
have. Oh well, you would have to say that you have done that.
Right. I remember people used to do Never Have I Ever. They would say, like, they would just try to get people to say shit.
Yeah.
So, like, one time, I remember in college, a girl was like, never have I ever not had sex. And she was trying to get people to say, like, never ever had sex. And in my mind, I was like, do not be an asshole to her about her phrasing. I was going to be like, there's never been a time in your life where you weren't having sex. Holy shit. This girl, as we play this game, is having sex. Holy moly.
Good for her.
Anyway, yeah, congrats to her. But yeah, I texted Tomasi. I was like, you've never been to fucking Portillo's? And he was like, yeah, I think I've been there a couple times. I was like, how are you fucking, like,
How you casually...
blasé? Yeah, about, I've been to Portillo's a couple times.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Man, anybody talking about Portillo's and not yanking that crank.
I told him, I was like, yo, did you get the super beef when you went? And he was like, I'm on the radio. Please leave me alone. I was like, oh man.
Well, what's new with you, pal?
Nothing. I'm going to see Beck tonight. By the time everyone hears this, I'll have seen Beck live in concert. I love seeing Beck.
Wow. Cool.
I've only seen him once, and it was after Morning Phase came out, after he'd won the Grammy for Album of the Year. Kanye was all pissed. And it was shortly after that, he was headlining Boston Calling, and I thought he'd be playing a lot of stuff from Morning Phase. Nope. He just did fucking greatest hits out the waz. And It was a super cool, respectable move from him.
All right.
Came out,
I like it.
opened with Devil's Haircut, played Loser, did the whole thing. Awesome.
I still don't understand Beck. Like, it's just one of those guys that I've never gotten into.
He's PG Prince.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
He's not Prince,
It's like all over the map.
but he's just all over the map and really cool and kind of follows his own compass. And he's a Scientologist.
Ooh, don't love that.
But he's like an old school Scientologist.
He's a hipster.
He's a
Scientologist?
hipster. Yes, he was a Scientologist before it was cool.
Wow,
And
big week for Scientologists.
what else happened?
Mission Impossible.
Oh, right.
Tom Cruise.
And Foo Fighters brought John Travolta on stage,
God.
and they played. Is it called "You're the One That I Love"?
From Greece?
Yeah.
Sure.
Have you not seen Grease?
I've seen Greece.
Grease. What a soundtrack.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they played that, and Grohl was doing the "I got chills, they're multiplying, and I do like a
Oh man, that song is such a jam.
Gonna power you're supplying, it's electrifying. So he brought out John Travolta for that, and John Travolta didn't do any of that.
Really?
So just Dave Grohl sang the whole thing by himself, and John Travolta was doing like the
I don't want to be here.
Good to see you. Like doing these fucking like loose ass thumbs up. John Travolta. I got a thing with John Travolta's hands because I shook his hand one time, and it was like the biggest.
Floppiest.
It was, oh my god! But it wasn't. You know what shaking a limp hand is like.
Yeah.
You touch a person's hand, you're like,
"Ugh."
cool. I have no respect for you.
Yeah.
Good to know. John Travolta was like shaking a balloon. It was like,
Shaking the hamburger helper thing.
it was like hold out my iced coffee to me. Just like, hey, nice to meet you. Oh. Like it was like he was holding a fucking water balloon, and it was, or you know those stupid things. They were like little rubber bags, I guess, and they had liquid inside of them. You know what I'm talking about? And there was like kind of a hole in them.
Catheter?
I don't know. It was like a thing that it wasn't a toy. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Oh, the where you like stick your finger and shit.
Yeah.
like the gel.
Yeah,
thing?
that was like a very experimental thing for kids because I think the kids would look at that, they'd hold it, they'd be like, huh, I don't know what this is. And then after a while, they'd kind of look both ways, they'd stick their finger in it.
Yeah, it's wild that more kids didn't try to fuck that toy.
Well, that was like, I think that like kids would finger that a lot though. Do you think that maybe that's like a thing? I know that when you have like a kid, after however long, you're supposed to show them a pacifier, and then just kind of
that's like an introduction to that's like a gateway drug to like what's it called, the what are the fleshlights?
yeah.
It's a gateway drug to fleshlights.
Oh, dude, someone I don't know what it was. Someone tweeted something at me, and Fleshlight was in the tweet, and then I got followed by like a Fleshlight account. And when I would check my mentions, this is before I started muting people and blocking things, and like my mentions would be like a fucking. I'd be, you know, when like when like bot accounts tweet at people, and it's just like it doesn't really happen anymore. But they would just send a tweet, and it would be a million names and then a link.
Yeah.
I would get like those fake things from like Fleshlight, and it was from some. I don't know, someone was like, happy birthday, DJ. Another person responded like, hope you got a fleshlight, something like that. And then my fucking mentions were fucked for a while.
I'm
going
to look up on Twitter if I've ever had any interaction with Fleshlight, because I believe that I have. Oh, yeah, I'm on the tweet with you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Somebody tweeted, I'm very here for DJ Bean doing ad reads. The enthusiasm is off the charts, but why does it have to be sports related? Yuck. And I responded, CC Fleshlight.
Oh, you did it? That's awesome.
I CC'd Fleshlight, and Fleshlight responded, said definitely wouldn't be sports related.
You got this. You got that fucking.
I got the ball rolling.
You watch Scrubs, right?
Yeah.
You know when the janitor eats the diuretic pie just to show JD that there's nothing wrong with it,
yeah.
and they both have diarrhea, and they're sitting in stalls next to each other, and JD's like,
why would you?
Why did you do this? Same thing. Like you signed up for being on some fucking spam ass tweets, all in the name of a fun little Fleshlight joke. So excited to see Beck. Also, we're kind of in a. We said that movies are back. We're kind of in a trailer kind of mood because I saw a trailer for a movie called The Sisters Brothers, and it's a Western starring John C. Reilly, Joaquin Phoenix, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Riz Ahmed.
Great
Looks
cast.
awesome.
Yeah.
Looks awesome. A lot of guns being shot. I think there are some horses in the mix, as Westerns typically have. I don't mind John C. Reilly kind of doing others. John C. Reilly's kind of he's an interesting one.
Yeah,
he's got a little Beck to him where he.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
He is obviously known for the comedy and Step Brothers and all that, but like I feel like he's a lot smarter and a lot more talented than people give him credit for, or at least like the general public.
Right. It's like how Jeff Daniels did Dumb and Dumber, and he'll be forever known for that. But he's a fucking actor.
Yeah,
he's a real ass guy. What else? Oh, there's a new movie coming out called My Big Fat Law-Abiding Citizen with Jennifer Garner, and it's the movie Law-Abiding Citizen. and it's Jennifer Garner instead.
I like the comparison to Death Wish more than I like Law Abiding Citizen.
Well, it's like Death Wish in that they're making a movie that's been made a million fucking times, but it's with a different person.
It's
It can't be the same movie. There are other people doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like every production of a Shakespeare play is a different play.
it is literally the like most fucking basic, right down the middle. It's a woman who has
Revenge.
it's a revenge story. Woman, her family gets murdered, and it's the cartel did it, and now she has to go. She dropped off the map. She disappeared, and now she's back. And she's ready to kill them all.
Which is
in the sake of
exactly
revenge.
what happens in Death Wish.
Exactly what happens.
That is so.
And they even have the scene in the trailer where it's like, oh, the people on social media are saying that she's a hero.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's a murderer.
That's, oh my God.
Not
it
if
is
you
wild.
ask them. It's the exact same fucking scene.
It is so exactly Death Wish. But I'm just down to see it because, A, I saw the other fucking ones, so I'm pot committed at this point. So I might as well see this one. And also, I like Jennifer Garner, but I don't really love any of Jennifer Garner's roles. So maybe this will be it for me. Maybe her doing a role that's been done 6,000 times by people I don't necessarily love.
Jennifer Garner's
cool.
just a fucking clearance rack Hillary Swank, if you ask me.
They are, yeah, they do kind of, yeah.
I do love the fact that the Capitol
Jennifer
won.
Garner is way prettier than Hillary Swank.
I wouldn't say way prettier. They
I-
look kind of similar. Like Jennifer Gardner is probably more attractive than
I bet
Hillary
all
Swank.
women look the same to you, Pete. Is it because she's a woman?
Yes, she has boobs.
Yes. Ugh.
What?
Disgusting.
No.
I actually watched a movie this week. I watched an old movie. It's like a year old. I watched Table 19.
Yeah.
The one with Anna Kendrick where she goes to a wedding and it's the table full of randos. And that movie, I almost want to make you watch it so you can see it, but I don't think you're going to watch it. So
I'll watch it.
Okay. Let's just say
I'm intrigued because you said that it has a crazy twist.
it has a twist for the ages. It's unbelievable. Everybody, watch. We'll talk about it on Friday's episode. I want to see you come in having learned the twist, and then we can talk about it. Because, man, there's a twist. I guess quickly, should we get to Sorry to Bother You and how the world is probably going to hate me?
Yeah.
So, I was so excited for Sorry to Bother You. The most excited maybe of any person. Very, very excited because I love Lakeith Stanfield. This movie looked weird as fuck. What more do I love than weird shit? So I thought it was going to be right up my alley, and I just liked it. And I can't tell if it's because my expectations were so high or because it just wasn't that good. But I would say, like I said, I would say it's like a 7.9 out of 10, and I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about it. My issue with it is it was all over the place, which for like weird shit is supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
But there were a couple points where I was just like,
Exhausted.
wait, yeah. I was like, wait, what is this movie now? Like, now what's it about? So it's
It's like a rags to riches sort of tale, right?
it's like a tale. It's a very similar plot to is it Little Big League, where the kid becomes the manager of the Twins and then kind of leaves his friends behind.
yeah.
Same kind of thing.
What a fucking comparison. I mean,
Yeah.
I
It's adult Little Big League.
okay.
Yeah.
Little bigger league.
Yes, and let me think. I would say like Little Giant League, because the Little
That's
Giants
Little
League.
Giants.
Yes,
It's got a hybrid there.
it's the Little Giants. Yeah, and it's weird. Like Lakeith Stanfield was awesome. Armie Hammer was awesome. Everyone was awesome.
You have sex with any kids?
Yeah,
Nice.
probably. He plays a kind of wild guy, so perhaps.
Okay.
Steve Yen from The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the main characters, and it was all good performances, and I liked the weirdness of it. You reflect upon it for a while after seeing it.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just think that this movie for me is a victim of.
Overhype.
I was so excited for Get Out, I was so fucking excited for Get Out, and this is the most excited I've been for a movie since Get Out. And I knew that there was no way Get Out was going to live up to my expectations, and it blew them out of the water. So I'd experienced really wanting to see a movie, and then it being even better than I thought it would be, which typically, like, Pineapple Express I was really excited to see, and then it was just... It was, in hindsight, I liked that movie a lot, but at the time I was like, oh man, it was just good. That's it. And that's kind of how I feel about this, where, except I'm on the other end of having seen a movie that exceeded expectations when I had super high expectations.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see it because I feel like that happens a lot where it just gets overhyped and you're like, well, that wasn't
And I haven't
amazing.
heard anybody say, like, it's not the best, it's really good, or it's good. I don't know. I get fucking...
You're in a tough spot because, like, you can't... Well, I guess you can, but, like, people are going to hate you when you say, like, you can't... They're not going to allow you to have that take.
Well, because this is, like, the cool... This is, like, whatever... This is the movie that everyone's been looking forward to, myself included.
Right.
And it was... Yeah, I guess I'm ready to fucking fight over it.
All right.
All I can say is it was really good, or it was good. The performances were good. It was just a really chaotic movie.
Okay. All right. We also need to talk about the fact that Insecure is coming back, and Daniel is nowhere to be fucking found in the trailer.
And Lawrence. And
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Daniel's in it. She's living with Daniel.
And Daniel is in Survive the Purge.
Yes. Would you say Survive? Oh,
Survive the Purge.
First
Purge.
Yeah, and by all accounts, JL isn't in it. He was doing an interview, and they asked him about season 3.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah, they're shooting it now, and I haven't heard anything about it. So
that's so weird because they spent so much time in season 2 devoted to Daniel and basically like having a branch off where like
you mean Lawrence?
God damn it! Yes, Lawrence. They spent so much time
Is
with
because
Lawrence
he's a man?
post breakup.
They're both men, Pete.
To me, yeah, where they spent so much time post breakup on his storyline, and I thought that it was pretty good.
Yeah, me too. But also, I would respect, and who knows if he's just got other stuff he's working on. I think that anybody on that show would be crazy to leave it for any like Mark Brandanowitz kind of reasons. You're not going to do better than that show unless you're fucking starring in a movie. In which it actually, no, because Daniel starred in the first Purge.
Right.
Way worse than
Insecure.
So, but I do think it's real that like that was a relationship, and then time was spent on the aftermath, and then you just don't fucking talk to that person anymore. And if it's a show about Issa, then it would be...
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, from her perspective, like that shit does happen where like you keep tabs on them post breakup in the short term.
Yeah.
And then eventually they just fucking go on living their lives without you.
Yeah. Don't I know it?
But I love Lawrence, so...
Yeah. I loved season 2, and it was all building up to this scene outside of the restaurant, which I'll never be able to get over because both of them just... Like, I hate when mommy and daddy fight. It was so brutal. But I was as interested in Lawrence's storyline and his life and what he was doing because, I don't know, like I think that a lot of guys can identify with Lawrence's situation, which is he's like a young man still kind of figuring out, like he has an idea of what he wants to do and what he wants to be, but he doesn't know it exactly.
Severely
and
underachieving.
And he hasn't achieved it. So there's like a lot of, not necessarily floating through life, but kind of figuring out what exactly you're doing. So that's why initially Girls fucking struck a chord with me, and that's why Insecure struck a chord with me because like just young people don't necessarily always have their shit together,
right?
And in fact, a lot of old people don't.
I'm a little nervous and a little upset about the possibility of Insecure losing like the male side of it, the male relatability side of it, with Lawrence gone.
Yeah,
because like they did a really good job with that, and obviously they do a great job with Issa's story as well. But I like the fact that there's like a male side of it that is relatable.
I think that they said, though, that a lot of season 3 is going to be through a male lens.
Oh, really?
I think that's the case because there was they got pushback for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, male's
Okay.
a 4-letter word.
Ooh,
You
yeah.
can't say something's gonna
be male.
That's a classic mistake.
Yeah, but I mean, Daniel's good, but he's not nearly as relatable as fucking Lawrence is.
Yeah, well, Daniel's got like a lot of the kind of bravado.
Yeah, and
that,
he's successful.
right. Yeah, that guy's not for me. Yeah, he's.
I am excited about Dro.
Yeah, I like Dro.
Yeah.
Dro gives Daniel a run for his money in the looks department. How would you
You
rank
think
the
so?
3 guys?
Lawrence, number 1, far and away.
Yeah.
I would put Daniel.
Yeah, same. I would-
Daniel 2.
Yeah.
But you're right. Dro might not be far behind. He's got the height. He's got like a.
Yeah.
He's like there's something about him that is sort of just like smooth.
Yeah.
And it's hard to look away.
Dro's got
He's got weird teeth though.
no, but he's got like a Katie Holmes kind of smile, which
Where it's like kind of fucked up, but it's kind of endearing.
yes, right. Like I think that it's quite charming.
He's got like it's like a triangle.
Oh, really?
Like, his front teeth sort of form a triangle underneath them in the negative space.
Well,
which is funny.
his whole situation forms a triangle in my pants.
Oh God.